with the department, and will give a comprehensive response by the time we are through with the recess. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Russo, the fees, that was in it was gazetted regulations, or how was it implemented?
Actually, Madam Speaker, the fees were gazetted. It was just as a means of raising revenue by the department. But there was not concerted discussion with even the Committee of Parliament. So for that reason, whereas it is out there in the public domain, I think we need to review that position because it raises fundamental issue. There are those children of members of Parliament. They can afford it. What about the children of peasants who don't have anything, even affording a meal a day? So for that reason, I think we will work on it, and after the recess, we'll be able to respond to it. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Because I'm assuming that it should have been given, it should have come to the Committee for Delegated Legislation, because then that's at the point that they could approve or nullify it. So maybe liaise with that committee. And then we, thank you. Okay, the next request for a statement is by Honorable Dr. Robert Pukose.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this statement is a statement from the committee, and I'm presenting it in my capacity as the chair. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education regarding government financial assistance to students enrolled at the Kenya Medical Training College. Honorable Speaker, this matter is of great significance to many aspiring medical professionals across our nation, as KMTC students are integral to our healthcare system. Their training and expertise directly contribute to the quality of care provided to our citizens. Ensuring that these students receive adequate financial assistance is essential not only for their success but also for the future of healthcare in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education on the following. 1, to clarify whether KMTC students currently placed in KMTC campuses by the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service, KUPS, are entitled to the financial assistance provided by the Higher Education Loans Board, HELP, that is available to all students pursuing higher education in Kenya. 2, indicate if KMTC students are eligible for student loans offered under the purview of the Ministry of Education, and if so, when will they receive financial assistance, including student loans under the new funding model being introduced by the Ministry of Education. 3, state whether the Ministry of Education continues to allow the Ministry of Health through KMTC to collaborate with the Higher Education Loans Board in dispersing student loans to students at medical training college as has been practiced previously. 4, explain the actions taken by the Ministry of Education to ensure that KMTC students have access to financial assistance, thereby promoting equity and inclusivity in higher education financing comparable to that of other students across the country. And if you could allow my Vice Chair, Honorable Speaker, to also make a comment on it.
Okay, proceed, Honorable Patrick.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I like to support my chairman on seeking that statement because, Speaker, we were in this house when you approved that students who go to KMTC will from now on be admitted through KUPS, like other students who go to universities. But, Speaker, it's a bit logic why they go through KUPS and then they don't benefit from government financing like university students through HELP. So, Speaker, what we are urging as a committee is that let students who go to KMTC, since they go through KUPS like other university students, also benefit from Higher Education Loans Board in financing the education, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, as we try to achieve universal health coverage in this country. The most important candidates that will help us to achieve UHC in this country are the nurses, are the clinic officers, are the public health officers, and the KMTC trains the back of this lot, Madam Speaker. So for us, it's just a request that let those who go to KMTC also be beneficiaries of Higher Education Loans Board, Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Chairperson for the Education Committee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to commend Honorable Dr. Bukose, the chair, and the members who have raised this particular issue. It's a very, very pertinent issue. And I think as the rule requires, mid-level colleges and universities, students in the Republic are supposed to get loans, scholarships through the Higher Education Loans Board and also University Funding Board. So, Honorable Speaker, I'll really fast-track this particular issue and will respond immediately we are back from recess, because it's a very, very important item that we really need to dispense with faster. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Let's go to the next request for a statement by the Honorable Dr. John Mutunga, member for Tigania West.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning regarding the utilization of pension funds for national building. Honorable Speaker, the Retirement Benefit Act 1997 provides for among other things, requirements for the effective management and investment of the pension fund in Kenya. The statute also establishes the Retirement Benefits Authority, which oversees the prudent management of pension schemes and ensures responsible investment of pension funds. The funds represent a significant pool of long-term capital that, when strategically invested, can greatly contribute to national development by allocating a portion of the fund to well-planned infrastructure projects, renewable energy initiatives, and affordable housing programs. Pension funds can address key development challenges while ensuring stable, long-term returns for retirees. This would also improve financial inclusivity, enhance the living standards of citizens, and reduce reliance on foreign debts. Honourable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on the following. Number one, provide a report on the number of registered pension funds in the country and the total amount under management across the funds. Number two, a list of the specific sectors where the pension fund have been invested and the terms of these investments. And finally, report on the proposals that money held in pension funds be invested in national development and the likely modalities for such arrangements. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
The Chairperson for the Committee on Finance and National Planning, Honourable Kuria.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, I want to thank the Honourable, my colleague, the Chair for Agriculture, Mutunga, for requesting for this statement. And I think the committee will endeavour to go far beyond the statement sought. Honourable Speaker, the pension savings as a percent of GDP in Kenya is between 10 and 15%. And this is way lower than the global average of around 50 to 100%. And maybe one of the reasons why even we lag behind in terms of our pension savings as a percent of GDP compared to countries of equal GDP level, could be that we are not maybe investing these pension schemes as we should. And therefore, the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning will endeavor to meet the relevant authorities, including the Retirement Benefit Authority and all the other pension schemes, Honorable Speaker, and see how they're investing those monies, ensuring that even they're not just, the savings are not just used for development of this country, but also, and most importantly, the savings are safeguarded, so that when our pensioners get to retire, they are assured that they're going to get their pensions on time, and that they're going to grow the funds and make sure that they're used for the economic development in this country. So, Honorable Speaker, if you give us 2 weeks, we should be able to respond to the statement sought by the Honorable Mutunga. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, thank you. Next request for a statement is by the Honorable Paul Katana, member for Kaloleni.
Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife on elephant invasion in Kayafungo in Kaloleni. Honorable Speaker, Kayafungo is a sacred Giriama shrine set within a natural forest filled with towering ancient trees. Unfortunately, the invasion of elephants has severely impacted the area, leading to the destruction of nearly all its trees and places of worship. While these majestic creatures are an essential part of our national heritage, they have also become a major source of property damage and fear of residents. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife. In the statement, the Chairperson should address the following. 1. Immediate measures the Ministry is instituting through the Kenya Wildlife Service to keep elephants away from Kayafungo and facilitate their return to their natural habitat. 2. Plans by the Ministry to compensate residents whose properties have been damaged by the elephants. 3. Measures in place to restore the damaged Giriama Shrine and its surrounding environment to its original state, as well as to protect it from future elephant invasion. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Chairperson for the Departmental Committee for Tourism and Wildlife. Oh, you're there? Okay, Honorable Muge.
Honorable Chair, I'm not the chairperson, the said department or a member, but Honorable Speaker, I wanted to add my voice to the said matter. Honorable Speaker, I come from a county that has a lot of animals, especially monkeys. And Honorable Speaker, this matter has to be accorded the attention it deserves. There's a whole belt in my county, Honorable Speaker, running through the valley, the Nandi, the Aldai, and the Tindred constituency. Honorable Speaker, those people hardly harvest anything, because anything that they plant is eaten by the monkeys, Honorable Speaker. And these people, Honorable Speaker, are not getting the attention from the concerned authorities so that their crops and their plantations can be protected, or, Honorable Speaker, they can be advised on what else to do that will not attract the animals to their farms and eat their foods and their crops, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, in support of the member who was asked for this statement, I add my voice that this particular department, Honorable Speaker, should be able to do a thorough audit and be able to map all the animals, Honorable Speaker, that are actually becoming a source of conflict between the humans and the animals, so that we can look for a way, Honorable Speaker, to safeguard those people, to make sure that their lives is ongoing and they are comfortable in their living, and the animals also, Honorable Speaker, are comfortable so that they can be able to have a better coexistence, Honorable Speaker. I thank you.
Thank you. Is there a member of that committee in the House? Okay, then I think Honorable Wako, I think we'll task you to ensure that it goes to the relevant committee. Next we have.
Thank you.
Next we have another request for a statement. Honorable Wanjiku Muya, member for Kipipiri.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the unmarked bumps along flyover Jabini, Kipipiri, or Karau Nyahururu Road. Honorable Speaker, there are several concerns regarding the safety and well-being of both road users and the surrounding communities due to the erection of unmarked speed bumps along the flyover Jabini, Kipipiri, or Karau Road to motorists. The unmarked bumps on the Kenha Class A road pose a significant risk to motorists. The lack of clear signage, markings, and proper visibility has already resulted in several near-miss incidents and in some cases, accidents. The sudden appearance of this speed bump forces drivers to brake abruptly, increasing the likelihood to rear-end collision, particularly at night or in adverse weather conditions. Additionally, residents are worried about the heightened risk to pedestrians, especially school children, as vehicles may swerve unpredictably to avoid the unmarked bumps. Moreover, the damage to vehicles caused by sudden impact with these bumps has placed unnecessary financial burden on road users. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for statement from the chairperson of Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. 1. Plans to ensure that all bumps erected along the flyover, Jabini, Kipipiri, or Karau Nyahururu Road are clearly marked and proper signage provided. Action being taken for the, that is 2, action being taken for the provision of proper signage and reflective markers along the flyover Jabini, Kipipiri, or Karau Nyahururu Road. And 3, a report on the exact timeline for marking the bumps and placing signage along the said road. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. And just in one sentence, I want to confirm, like Kipipiri, we have already lost so many souls in a very black spot called Jiret near Kariamu. Recently, we lost a principal from Kiabogo Secondary School, and we have lost many, and particularly near Kinagop, and I know the member will be speaking. The contractor who maintained this road, he maintained and go and leave the road as dangerous as such. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, Honorable Member for Kinangop.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I, in a special, want to thank my colleague, who is the Member of Parliament for Kipipiri, my neighbor. The road that has been mentioned passes through my constituency, fly over to Jambini, then to Kipipiri, all the way to Nyahururu. And that road, Madam Speaker, has become a death trap, simply because the bumps that are in that road are not marked. And Madam Speaker, we have raised this issue numerous times with the Kenya National Highways Authority, and nothing has been done so far. In my very constituency, there's a place called Gadara Ward, a place called Kanamba. And we have lost lives of children in school, going to school, simply because there are no bumps. And the bumps that are on that road are not marked. And therefore, I want to support this statement and ask that Kenha quickly or speedily just erect bumps where they're supposed to be and be simply marked, so that then we stop this loss of life. And Madam Speaker, there's some level of complacency when it comes to erecting bumps. You know, you'll hear these people say, we cannot erect bumps because it's a highway. But then, what is more important, speed or the lives of people? And therefore, Madam Speaker, in a special way, I would want you to emphatically compel Kenya National Highways Authority to erect bumps where they're supposed to be and mark them appropriately. I rest my case, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The chairperson for the Transport and Infrastructure Committee. Any member of the committee? Okay, so I think Honorable Wako again We leave this one to you.
Most obliged. Thank you.
The last statement, we have a statement from the Honorable Member for Chuka, Honorable Patrick Tigwan.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I stand in this House today to pass my sincere condolences and mourn a colleague, a friend, a member of my constituency, Honorable Beatrice Nyaga. Honorable Beatrice Nyaga served in this House, Madam Speaker, in the 11th and 12th Parliament. She's a lady who served with dedication, a very hard-working woman. In the Rakanidi, we used to say she was the glue that held the Rakanidi together. Madam Speaker, it's a very sad moment because we just lost a leader, a very loving woman, a very dedicated leader, Madam Speaker. And as a county and as a country, we are at loss today to mourn Beatrice Nyaga, the former member of parliament, the immediate former member of parliament for the Rakanidi County, the Women Rep. Madam Speaker, Nkada has been ailing for the last few months. And yesterday, she rested. And I stand in this House, Madam Speaker, to mourn her today and to give my sincere condolences to her family, her children, and the great people of the Rakanidi, where she comes from, and members of this parliament who worked very closely with her, because Madam Beatrice was afraid to her in this House. Madam Speaker, I was just thinking when I was seated here, I was saying it's, as we bid farewell today, as we mourn Kada today in the Rakanidi, it's also a celebration as we for appointment of Kidiki. So it's mixed feelings. It's mixed feelings in the county, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, thank you. I even don't know what to continue. I would just request Honorable Murugara, who I know was a very close friend, to give her his condolences. Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable Patrick, you're out of order. You cannot give the opportunity to the member for Tharaka. I think I'll give Honorable Dorothy Kiara, then I'll come to you. Yes, but you're out of order. You're taking the Speaker's job.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, indeed, it is a sad day for all of us today. And I want to join my brother, Honorable Patrick, and the entire Tharaka community and the women of this country in mourning Honorable Beatrice Nkada. Honorable Beatrice Nkada was a woman of strength. She worked diligently as the first woman representative of Tharaka Nithi, where she was referred to as Mama County. She served the women, the vulnerable, and the rest disadvantaged in the community with a lot of dedication and zeal. Honorable Speaker, I want to say it's a sad moment for the country, and more so for all of us, because we know the great role that Honorable Beatrice Nkada played during the 2022 general elections. Honorable Beatrice Nkada, Madam Speaker, if you can remember from her clips, she was very committed to ensuring that this government comes to power, and more so fighting for His Excellency the President. Even when the ground in our own community was so hostile that she was not able to mention anything else, she went on even when there was a lot of noise, shouting, Ruto, Ruto, Ruto. We still remember her for that. Honorable Madam Speaker, I want to join the rest of the members of this house who served diligently with this beautiful soul, a lady who was very generous, a lady who put on a smile all the time, even when things were so difficult. And I want to say, may the gracious Lord rest our soul in eternal peace. Thank you.
Member for Tharaka Nithi, Honorable George Murugara. I will come to you. I'm just following the order of the names that came here. I can see Honorable Mishimboko is next. Yes. You're out of order, Honorable. Proceed, Honorable Member for Tharaka.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, allow me to join my colleague, neighbor and county of Tharaka Nithi, the Honorable Patrick Munene Nyaga, who represents Chuka-Igamba Ng'ombe and is the local member of parliament for the late Honorable Beatrice Nyaga. May I join him on behalf of the people of Tharaka constituency, Tharaka Nithi County, and all the well-wishers of the country as we relay our unreserved condolences to the family of the late Beatrice Nyaga. Madam Speaker, Honorable Beatrice Nyaga was a lady to behold. She served the county of Tharaka Nithi for 10 years without a blemish. We remember the lady Beatrice Nyaga with nostalgia, and especially as she was the unifying factor of that county, even when things appeared to go south. She spoke for all of us. She loved the county. She traversed that county with like a colossus, and they did not discriminate one constituency against another or one people against another people. She loved the children, the students, the elderly, the vulnerable, and she spoke for them without any reservation. Today, a dark cloud hangs over the county of Tharaka Nithi as we mourn this great lady. It also hangs over the country because Beatrice, especially towards the last general election, stood for the entire country. She was one of the most committed servants of the UDA party. She was one of the most loyal persons to His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. And Dr. Ruto constantly remembered Beatrice and would always ask where she was, what she was doing, and eventually nominated her for the seat of CAS, Treasury, in this republic. We never took that as light as it would appear, in spite of the fact that problems came up with that position of CS. Let me thank His Excellency for that, and also thank him today because he's wiping away our tears by nominating Professor Kithure Kindiki to be the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Professor Kindiki does not belong to Tharaka Nithi, to Meru, or any other. He is a nationalist. He stands in for the entire country, and this is why this House has received that nomination with the zeal, happiness, and accolades as required. Madam Speaker, as I pen off, I have just also lost my mom, the late Lena Gashire Murugara, to whom I am the third born. She was elderly at 88. She has rested. I'm happy that all these members of parliament have actually wished me well and given their condolences to me. And for that, I do sincerely appreciate and thank all of you. Thank you very much.
The Honorable Member for Likoni, Honorable Mishimboko.
Mike. Asante sana Bi Speaker, na mimi nachukua nafasi hii kwa niaba yangu, niaba ya eneo bunge langu la Likoni na niaba la watu wa Mombasa niweze kutoa risala zangu za rambirambi kwa mwenda zake dada yetu Beatrice Nkantha. Na niseme Mheshimiwa Beatrice, tulikuwa naye katika bunge hili la kitaifa, na alikuwa kiongozi shujaa sana, kiongozi ambaye alikuwa anapenda watu sana, kiongozi ambaye kila wakati ukimwona alikuwa na furaha na bashasha, kiongozi aliyekuwa na msimamo thabiti wa kutetea chama chake na kutetea kiongozi ambaye alikuwa ni wa chama chake. Na tulikuwa tunajua dada yetu ataweza kuingia katika ule uongozi ule tulikuwa tunaita Kiingereza kwa ufupi CAS, lakini kwa yale mambo yaliyotukia hakuweza kufika hapo. Tunasikitika sana, hata nimetamatishwa kusikia kwamba alikuwa amegonjeka kwa muda mfupi, takriban kama miezi miwili hivi. Tungekuwa tumejua, haswa sisi kama kina mama, tungeweza kumtembelea na kuweza kumuombea dua ili Mungu ampatie afueni. Lakini tunajua sisi tulimpenda, lakini Mwenyezi Mungu amempenda zaidi. Mheshimiwa Beatrice, wakati mmoja tulikuwa naye katika kamati moja na tulikuwa karibu sana na yeye, na nilipenda sana mavazi yake. Wakati akivaa alikuwa mama maridadi sana. Hata utaona kile kibeti anachobeba, viatu anavyovaa, nguo anayovaa, yote itakuwa inawiana. Yani alikuwa mama ambaye ni mtanashati sana sana, na alikuwa mama ambaye hana fujo na mtu wala hana dhiki na mtu. Pia tulikuwa kina mama wa kwanza tukiwa na yeye kuwa katika kiti cha kuwakilisha katika kaunti zetu. Mimi nikiwa kule Mombasa na yeye akiwa anawakilisha kule sehemu ya kwao. Tulikuwa wa kwanza baada ya kupata katiba mpya ya taifa letu ya Kenya. Tunasikitika na tunaomboleza pamoja na ndugu zetu wa sehemu zile za Meru, sehemu zile za Tharaka, kumpoteza shujaa wetu, dada yetu Beatrice Nkantha. Tunaomba Mwenyezi Mungu ailaze roho yake mahali pema peponi, na tunaomba serikali ya Kenya Kwanza kupitia Daktari William Samoei Ruto, kwa sababu huyu alikuwa kiongozi wako shujaa, kiongozi wako mwenye msimamo, uweze kuangalia familia yake. Yeye ni mwenda zake sasa, lakini najua ana watoto, pengine hata ana wajukuu. Tusiwatupe viongozi wetu wakati wamepatwa na misiba. Pia tuwakumbuke kwa wale ambao wamewaacha na wao wakiwa wametangulia kule mbele. Tunamuombea Mola amweke pema penye waja wema. Poleni sana watu wa Tharaka, poleni sana watu wa Meru, poleni sana bunge la kitaifa na Kenya kwa jumla. Asante sana, Bi Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Nairobi County, Honorable Esther Pasari.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to speak. I want to send condolences to the family of Beatrice Nkantha Nyaga for myself and my family and the county of Nairobi. It is indeed a sad moment when you hear that somebody you knew has passed on. And with the nature of life, we served in the 12th Parliament together. We haven't seen her for a while, but I remember we met once during campaigns, and even if she was in UDA and I was in ODM, we still exchanged pleasantries like sisters. I met her again recently when she was appointed to become a CAS of Treasury, and she was very happy. And she was also very happy that I had made my second term. She was such a lovely human being. She was a beautiful soul. She had no inhibitions, and at the same time, she had no hard feelings for anyone. In politics, sometimes when you're in opposing parties, people always, you see that there's tension in the friendship. With her, the friendship was pure, sincere, and as a woman, she believed in the tribe of women, so we stood together. I would like to quote Shakespeare. We are all on the world stage, all as men and women, we are merrily players that are here, that exist, and we have entrances and we exist. So she has exited the stage, but she will not be forgotten. She has left her landmark. We say sorry to the people of Tharaka Nithi. We also say sorry to the people of Kenya, because as a legislator, you don't just serve your constituency or your county, you make decisions that impact and affect and serve all Kenyans. So as she has exited her stage, we also have seen that we have a nomination of the CS Kithure Kindiki as the incoming deputy president. And we say that the people of Tharaka Nithi have lost with one hand and received with another, but we also recognize that the CS Kindiki is a national figure. He has served in many offices, and he has also served as interior, so he knows that Kenya is one, and we wish him well in his nomination, and we wish this country the best. Condolences to the family. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, because I think we need to close this. Yes, the honorable member for, yes, you may proceed. Yeah, I'll give you the member for Tharaka, I'll give you after. You may proceed first, Double N.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to send my condolences to the late Mheshimiwa Beatrice Nyaga from Tharaka Nithi County. I know her personally. We have met in many occasions. Even during the last 2022 campaigns, we were with her in many, many meetings. And it saddens us this morning to hear about the demise of Beatrice Nyaga. We are here to give our sincere condolences to the family, the children, and the whole community of Tharaka Nithi County for losing such a soul who was a kind person. She was a generous person. And above all, she was very smart, even at heart. I represent Embu County as women rep, and I know she was one time the women rep of Tharaka Nithi. And as women rep in this house, this August house, we are saddened to lose one of us. And we can only pray that indeed the Kenya Kwanza government, the UDA fraternity, and the entire house, that we shall stand with her and the entire family as we remember her and the entire family. May our soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
Honorable Nduyo, member for Tharaka Nithi, you'll be the last one.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. Madam Speaker, I've been outside trying to draft something better to present in the afternoon, but luckily I got that my colleague has presented this statement to us. Madam Speaker, today is a Sunday and happy day for Tharaka Nithi. Mixed feelings. Madam Kada is my predecessor. A lady that I valued, a lady that I honored. When I decided to vie for the seat of woman rep, I was so confused on how I will go about it, because she was like a mentor to me. That's why I even tell my people that I've not come to compete with her. I'm coming to continue from where she stopped. Alende who had been honored, a professional printer that I worked with the provincial administration for close to 26 years. Alende who didn't know the poor and the rich. Alende who left indelible marks, so many indelible marks in Tharaka Nithi County. Madam Speaker, we are sad. Madam Speaker, Nkada was a very handy-working lady. One of the founding mothers and one of the founding officers and one of the founding politicians of the UDA party. A great friend of Professor Kithure Kindiki. I expected her to be here today with us, to be the leading mother to celebrate this joy that is in Tharaka Nithi today. But unfortunately, Madam Kada is not there. We are celebrating this great day, yet we are mourning. I've just talked to the son. It's so sad. But pray that God may give us peace, that God may comfort the people of Tharaka Nithi County, that God may comfort her family. We loved her. May her soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
So, honorable members, let us rise and for a moment of silence in honor of our departed colleague, Honorable Beatrice Nyaga. May her soul rest in eternal peace. Next order.
Order number 10, Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable members, order. Honorable members, this is This is the committee of the whole House to consider the Senate amendments to the Food and Feed Safety Control Coordination Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2023. Members, this is a very short bill, 3 clauses. Just a request for your attention. What is the majority leader, majority whip? The chairperson of Agriculture Committee in the House. Are you holding brief? Are you holding brief for him?
Yes, oh, Chair.
Great. Oh, great.
Thank you.
So let's proceed then. This is a bill that originated from the National Assembly, then went to the Senate, now is back here with us with proposed amendments from the Senate. Chairperson of the committee will guide us on how to proceed. Would I request the chairperson, Honorable Justice, could you approach the table? Do you have the other people? Honorable Justice Kemei.
Chair, I think we are ready to proceed, Chair. And while the chairman is coming in, I should be able to stand in for him. Thank you, Chair.
Senate amendments to clause 22.
Order, Chairperson. All members, I propose the question that the Senate amendments to clause 22 be now approved. Mover.
Chair, we looked at the amendment from the Senate, clause 22, and Chair, after discussing and seeing the merits of the amendment from the Senate, we as a Committee of Agriculture decided to approve the amendment from the Senate. Thank you, Chair.
I would allow any interventions if there's any. Members, I now put the question. Is there? Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Would the chair of that committee please explain the amendments, just for the sake of the public and this House?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. I want to give the explanation that in the bill, Chair, we had used the terminology conduct risk management, appearing immediately after the words the controller may, and substituting the words advise on the appropriate risk management measures. Mr. Chair, we have adopted the words from the Senate because they are more encompassing and they represent the entire spectrum of risk management. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. All members, I now put the question, which is that the Senate amendments to clause 22 of the bill be now approved. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of that opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 25.
Mover.
Chair, just like in clause 22, clause 25, Chair, is being amended in subclause 3 by inserting the following new subclause. On receipt of the report under subsection 3 bracket.
Order.
Sorry.
Chair, move the amendment first before you explain.
Okay. Chair, I wish to move the amendment and to accept the proposed amendment from the Senate.
What is the amendment?
The amendment, Chair.
Say, just read what is in the order paper. You move the amendment that clause.
Chair, I wish to move the amendment that clause 25 of the bill be amended in subclause 3 by inserting the following new subclause 3A. On receipt of the report under subsection 3B, the governor shall submit the report to the respective county assembly. I beg to move.
Members, I now propose the question that Senate amendments to clause order. I propose the question that the Senate amendment to clause 25 be now approved. Ms. Honorable Wundo.
Again, as my colleague Mwalimu had raised issues, exactly what kind of report are we envisaging? Because what we have here and what the country has does not lead anywhere. What kind of report are we envisaging to be submitted to the county assembly? And what is the county assembly expected to do with that report, considering in many cases the caliber of the MCAs in many of the county assemblies?
Yes, Honorable Justice Kamei.
Chair, I want to explain, Chair, that as per the laws of the land, we would not expect the governor to submit any report unless it is authorized by the respective county assembly. So we are basically agreeing, Chair, that it should go through the county assembly before it is passed. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Tuku.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to support this amendment for simple reason that members of county assembly are representatives of the people. And indeed, if any report emanates from whatever quarter, needs the approval, ratification, and approval by county assemblies. We are talking of a very important bill here, Food and Feeds Safety Control Coordination Bill. Chair, I come from an agricultural constituency where we do dairy farming, and we have so much of unregulated feeds coming from manufacturers. And of course, we know the kind of infiltration that can happen within the circles of animal feeds. But now, after any investigation or, certification of feeds, this report is brought to the governor and he just approves. We'll be opening a highway maybe for corruption, for unscrupulousness, but with the approval of the assembly, who have direct mandate from the people to oversight, then they'll have an opportunity to interrogate and even do visits and even involve certification bodies like KEBS to make sure, or Food and Drugs Authority, just to make sure that whatever feeds that are getting to our farmers are up to standards and in the best international standards. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, Chairman, I support this amendment. Thank you.
Thank you. Members, I now put the question that the Senate amendment to clause 25 be now approved. Will, as another opinion, say aye? Will as many of opinions say nay? Ayes have it.
Senate amendments to the first schedule.
Mover.
Chair, I wish to move that the first schedule be amended by inserting the following new items immediately after item number 3. Each county government department dealing with matters relating to agriculture, that is 3A, Chair, and then 3B, each county government department dealing with matters relating to health. Chair, we propose to reject this amendment because the moment we forward, Chair, issues to the county government, we will not be going down to various departments. We will just be giving the matters to the county government, and then the county government will deal as per the authorization they have. Thank you, Chair.
Your members, I now propose the question that the Senate amendments to the first schedule of the bill be now rejected. Honorable Undo.
Chair, I totally concur or agree with the committee. I think at times the county governments overreach themselves. These two small departments they have that have got no value at all to the lives of the people shouldn't be involved in very complicated matters like this. Once we have given once it has gotten to the county, that small department, they have no budget. there are only employment bureaus that have got no technical ability to deal with this matter. I totally agree. We reject, but then we go back to mediation. I hope that's the only point of mediation. I wish you well, that you'll be able to convince them to see the necessity to leave it the way it is. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Bai.
Honorable Chair, I wanted to add my voice on the proposal before we approve it. Chair, we know agriculture is the backbone of our country. And formerly, before devolution, whoever was in the country could tell there was some serious activities to do with agriculture on the fields. Officers who had been sent there, supporting farmers, having vehicles, having motorbikes. But today, Chair, after devolution, agriculture is not as much supported by the county governments the way the national government used to support agriculture before devolution. Chair,
I can hear you.
Moving, if we take this direction for another 10, 20 years, this country may start borrowing unnecessary or foodstuffs which we have never thought Kenya could round out of, especially beef. We can see the industry of livestock in agriculture is much affected. There are no extension officers. You find some counties with counties, I don't know which county up to this far has ever employed, has ever employed a veterinary officer. Today they are using public health officers to inspect meat in the towns, and the same public health officers cannot be used as extension, field extension officers for agricultural businesses. So, Chair, I would urge the counties to be more vigilant because they are carrying a very important role of feeding this country. And as we empower them, they should take up their role with strength. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. I also want to support this amendment, but still give my voice, Chair, on the issue of feeds, because this is what we're trying to do in empowering the relevant county government departments dealing with matters relating to agriculture. And, Mr. Speaker, the issue of standards and certification is quite an important matter to this country today, because the world is becoming a global village whereby we are now becoming borderless in as far as import and exports are concerned, in as far as competitive and comparative advantage is concerned, whereby now countries will have to trade. We have this slogan that let's go trade, let's exchange goods. Let us enjoy each competitive advantage and comparative advantage, Mr. Speaker. And setting the standards is what I would call panacea to what we want, where we want to go. Mr. Speaker, the issue of feeds is quite an interesting matter in this country. If there's no regulation, we cannot trade because we'll not be able to export, especially our beef, our mutton, or our products, agricultural products to other countries. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, empowering departments in county governments by legislation is the way to go. We've had exporters trying even to create quarantine centers so that then they can put their animals in certified areas, but without legislation. With this legislation, Mr. Speaker, then it means a farmer in Kinangop, a farmer somewhere in Kwale, a farmer somewhere in Kajiado can, without belaboring, be able to export their staff without further certification. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I support this amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Kemei, take your seat. Honorable members, we order. The Honorable Engineer Oscar Sudi, can you take your seat? The Honorable Engineer Oscar Sudi, can you take your seat? Oh, members, voting on this one, I have to guide this, that the committee is proposing rejection of the amendment. So those who go with the committee will vote nay. Those who go with Senate amendments will vote aye. I hope this is well guided. Yes, Honorable Mbai.
Maybe the honorable member standing in for the chair could indicate the initial proposal of the committee and the proposed amendments by Senate. Just to refresh your mind.
That was long done. That is what we just finished.
Just refreshing my
Order.
Okay.
That was just finished doing. The chairperson moved the amendment and explained the amendment. We proposed the amendment. It's been debated. Now we are voting. That's what has just happened.
Just
order. We cannot repeat that process. We just finished. So we are going. Members, I will now be putting the question, and I've guided that the committee proposes a rejection of the amendment. Those who support the committee will vote nay. The Senate proposes to amend the bill. Those who support the Senate will vote aye. Therefore, members, I put the question that the Senate amendment, the first schedule of the bill, be now approved. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. Mover.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Chairman, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Senate amendments to the Food and Food Safety Control Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2023, and its approval thereof with amendments. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. I therefore put the question, which is that the committee to report to the House its consideration of the Senate amendments to the Food and Feed Safety Control Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2023, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Call the speaker. Call the speaker.
Honorable members, Mr. Speaker.
As in, for the speaker to give to the lead clerk gives. That was my assumption. But it's okay.
Chairperson, Chairman.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Senate amendments to the Food and Feed Safety Control Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2023, and approved the same with amendments.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I also request that Honorable Dr. Mutunga to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Dr. Mutunga.
Honorable Speaker, I second.
Honorable members on their feet, take the nearest seat. Take the seat, Bashir. Rindikiri, take the nearest seat. Where is the nearest? Order, take your seat. Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I now put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, like I did indicate to you earlier, following the meeting of the House Business Committee, authority was given to prepare a supplementary order paper which the clerk has prepared, the Speaker has approved for circulation, and is now available to you. Clerk. So call it out. Okay, clerk.
Order number 11, the Higher Education Loans Board Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 58 of 2022, second reading.
Joyce Kamene, is she in the house?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Joyce Kamene, you may start moving, but at some point I will interrupt you to deal with the issue that we adjourned the House about before you carry on.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to move the amendment on the Higher Education Loans Board Amendment Bill, number 58 of 2022. Honorable Speaker, the principal object of this bill is to amend the Higher Education Loans Board Act, number 3 of 1995, to address a specific challenge faced by some of the young students, those who have not yet attained the age of 18 years and, as such, are ineligible to apply for higher education loans under the current legal framework. However, Article 27(4) of the Constitution 2010 on equality and freedom from discrimination outlines that the state shall not discriminate directly or indirectly against any person on any grounds, including age. Honorable Speaker, the bill expressly provides that the Higher Education Loans Board shall not deny a loan to a student who has not attained the age of 18 years. This provision recognizes that many students complete
Joyce, for the record, you should have started by saying, Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move, then you read your bill, be now read a second time. Then you go on with the good things you're saying.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Speaker, I wish to move.
I beg to move.
I beg to move the bill for the second time.
Read the whole bill. I beg to move that the Higher Education Loans Board Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 58 of 2022, be now read a second time.
I beg to move that the Higher Education Loans Board Amendment Bill of number 58 of 2022 be read for the second time. Honorable Speaker, the principal object of this bill is to amend the Higher Education Loans Board Act number 3 of 1995 to address a specific challenge faced by our young students, those who have not yet attained the age of 18 years, and as such are eligible to apply for higher education loans under the current legal framework. However, Article 27(4) of the Constitution 2010 on equality and freedom from discrimination outlines that the state shall not discriminate directly or indirectly against any person on any grounds, including age. Honorable Speaker, the bill expressly provides that the Higher Education Loans Board shall not deny a loan to a student who has not attained the age of 18 years. This provision recognizes that many students complete their secondary education early and deserve the same opportunities for financial support to their older peers. Honorable Speaker, the students under the age of 18, the bill introduces the requirement that their parents or guardians must be co-signatories to the loans agreement. This ensures that there is legal responsibility and accountability for the loan, protecting both the student and the board, while allowing access to loan for eligible students. Honorable Speaker, Article 43(1)(f) of the Constitution of Kenya on economic and social rights states that every person has a right to education. This guarantees every person the right to education. By removing age-related barriers to accessing higher education loans, the bill seeks to enhance this right, ensuring that all students, regardless to age, have an equal opportunity to access financing to their university education. Honorable Speaker, in addition, Vision 2030 aims to transform Kenyans into middle income country by enhancing access to education and ensuring an educated workforce capable for driving economic development. By removing barriers for students under 18, the bill supports Vision 2030's goal for increasing access to higher education and producing a skilled, competitive workforce. Honorable Speaker, the amendment is also crucial in allowing students who have not yet received their national identification cards to still apply for higher education loans. This removes a significant barrier for many students and ensures that every eligible student can pursue higher education regardless to their age or ID status. Honorable Speaker, this bill ensures that all students, regardless to age, have equal access to financial resources they do not need that they need to further their education. It prevents an exclusion for young, bright students who may complete their studies earlier than expected. Honorable Speaker, it is worth noting that many students are excelling in their studies and completing secondary school before the age of 18 years. They should not be penalized for their academic success by being denied access to financial aid. This amendment will ensure that the system recognizes and supports their efforts. Honorable Speaker, moreover, the amendment strengthens HELB's mandate by adapting the policies to better service for changing educational landscape, ultimately enhancing the effectiveness and relevance of National Students Loans Program. Honorable Speaker, I conclude this amendment is essential in ensuring fairness and inclusivity in our education system. It addresses a long-standing gap and ensures that every deserving student, regardless to age, has access to financial support for their education. It may be said it has been said times without that education is an equalizer. I urge members of this House to support this bill and ensure swift passage for the benefit of our young students and the future of our education system. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and request Honorable Ounda to second.
Honorable
Oundo.
Thank you. Order, Honorable Oundo. Order, members. Honorable Oundo, hold your horses.
Okay.
Take your seat. Order, honorable members. Honorable members will hold the bill at order number 11 that has been moved by the distinguished member from Machakos County, Honorable Kamene. Oundo, you'll second after we dispose of order number 12 on the supplementary order paper. Honorable members will proceed as follows. When order number 12 on the order paper, the supplementary order paper is read, the Speaker will give some short ruling on the points of order that were raised by several members this morning. Thereafter, you will have the division bell rung to call you to order for the vote. The House Business Committee has directed that voting will be by electronic process. Those of you who may not have your cards will be required to register with the clerks at the table so that everybody is voted. After the vote is cast and the results announced to the House, then we'll open to a few members who may wish to comment on the nominee that has been processed through the House. So call out order number 12.
Order number 12, voting on the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGH, to fill the vacancy in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
Thank you, honorable members. Honorable members, I have a communication to make on the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGH, to fill the vacancy in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Honorable members, you will recall that earlier this morning at the commencement of the sitting, I notified the House of the receipt of a message from His Excellency the President nominating Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGH, to fill the vacancy in the office of the Deputy President pursuant to Article 149 of the Constitution. You will further recall. Mutuse, take your seat. Gagusha, take a seat. Honorable members, you may further recall that upon notification of the House, several members rose in their places and raised a number of issues for my guidance. The members who spoke included Honorable Robert Bukose, Honorable Mboka Milemba, Honorable Emmanuel Wangwe, Honorable Samuel Chepkonga, Honorable Jen Gakiri, Honorable Wanami Wamboka, and others. In this regard, I convened a meeting of the House Business Committee for the purpose of deliberating on the next steps to be taken by the House on this matter and guiding the House on the issues raised by the members. Honorable members, I have distilled the issues raised by the members as follows. 1, whether Article 149(1) of the Constitution envisages an approval process in the manner contemplated by the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F. 2,